So we're going to show you how to make the planes that you'll need for the resource box. So you've all got one of these or a number of these in your kit. Excuse me. Open the box. Take out all of the contents. Immediately discard that. You don't need that. You don't need the instructions. You'll need a propeller. You don't need that elastic band. We've got some extra ones. You don't need that. You will need the wheels. You will need all the wings and the tail stickers, the body of the aeroplane. So that's the plane that you will need. You'll need some tape, weight balance, scissors, and of course your BBC microbit, small battery. These are CR2032s, and a connector that you just solder here and here. That's all you need. Put all that to one side. And what we're going to do first is we are going to make the chuck glider first. When we make the chuck glider, we'll then just add the propeller to that for the second workshop, and then we'll add the BBC microbit to the powered plane for use in the third workshop. So get your plane, open your packet. You'll need to find 2 bits of double-sided tape that comes with the plane. There's that which you use to stick the tail plane. This which you use to stick the main wings on. These are double-sided sticky tape. The first thing we're going to do is put the tape on here and on here, just one side. These might be a little bit fiddly. Peel it off, and you'll notice that inside there's a little bit of plastic. Just take that out. Probably easy if you do it before you take one side of the tape off. So one side sticky, the other side still got one bit of PVC on it. So what you do is going to line that hole up with that, and place it over the raised part. I'm just going to slide it on, smooth out any creases, and note how it's a little bit thicker here compared to there. That's important, okay, because it does have a shape that matches. Smooth that on. If you just gently place it on, it will peel off. If you firmly press it on like that, it will get a really, really good hold. So you can peel it off carefully if you don't fully stick on the tape. Do exactly the same for the tail plane at the back of the aeroplane. Just pop out that little bit of adhesive, peel back. Again, it's got a slot in there for the tail to fit in. You actually don't need to put this bit on. It just saves the tail falling off every time. So line up the tape with the slot on the plane, and just firm it. Give it a good firm stick down. So leave that for a minute or two so it gets a good stick. we're going to focus on the main wing. This is a really important part because the wing has got a particular way in which it fits on. If you look, there's a natural tendency for it to hold a V shape. We want it so that when you put it on the plane, it keeps the V shape. That's really important. Don't put it on that way, you should put on this way. You also, when you have a look, know that it's got a crease down this side and little ailerons pressed into the polystyrene there. I'll show you by highlighting with a pen just so you can see. But it's important that you actually see where these are. So we've got a bit there, a crease there, and a crease there. Exactly the same on the other side. As you can see, that's where the ailerons are. You're going to be using those. And right along the front, we've got another crease, which is a little bit difficult to see, but it goes all the way along here, and similarly it goes all the way along here. We're going to need to do some things to this first. We're going to fold gently along here. We're going to fold so that it folds down towards the ground. I'm folding it back on itself so that on the V shape it's pointing down. So there's a little kink. That fold is pointing down over. Gently fold that. You might hear it creak. That's okay. That's going to help give it the aerofoil shape it needs to generate lift, and it will match the shape where you're going to attach it to the plane. So it looks like that. Again, directional, so it'll make a V shape. We call that dihedral. Then you get some scissors, and you're going to make a cut there, and cut there, and a cut there, and a cut there. What I'd also recommend doing with this is you extend that up to here, and up to here, and like another line like that. Extend up to here, and up to here, and you join it like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, and you just increase that cut. Then you're going to score the edge of the scissors very gently here, just across from here to here, and score from there to there as well. Don't go all the way through the polystyrene, just gently score it. And what that will do, that will enable you to just bend these back, and you've got two different sized ailerons. One bending back that way and one bending back that way. You can use those as part of the resource. Experiment with those. Do exactly the same with the other wing. So as long as these are roughly equal, that's all that matters. So gently score, but don't go through. If you do rip it, or if any pupils rip it, you can just simply get some tape and just stick it back over. You put some tape across here or some tape across here, it'll secure it and you can use it. The good thing about using this foam is that it can be repaired, very repairable. So we've got a working aileron here and a working aileron here. Again, if it snaps and comes off, just tape across here, it'll work great. So we've got our working ailerons. One big one and then one small one. So we can experiment and see what happens with the different sized ailerons. And of course, flaps. So these act as both ailerons and flaps for the experiments that you'll do. So we've got that. So it's got the V shape there, it's got the bend in the wing to keep the aerofoil shape, and we have the ailerons and flaps cut in. So put that to one side. Then take your plane. Now you can peel off the bit of PVC, so it's sticky there. So get the wing. Again, make sure it's the right way up and the right direction. You want that front fold to be at the front and the ailerons and flaps to be at the back. Line up over here. There's a bit of clear plastic in here. Don't move that, it's fine. Line it up with the hole. Pop it there. And then gently just put the finger, push that onto here. And what you will see is that the wing looks like that. Has that V shape, and it has the shape, a little bend in the wing just here, which follows the shape of the plane, and that's going to help create the lift of the aeroplane. And you've got your ailerons cut in here. So you need to have that shape. That's got a nice firm fix. You need to have good strength, good sticking of the wing to the body. That's what gives it its strength to fly. Take your tail, just pop out a little piece of foam in there. Peel off the tape. Line up the slot with a slot here. Line those over quite accurately and fix like that. Then your slot here will receive the tab on there. Gently pop that in, nice and gently, and you have got your chuck glider ready to chuck. So if we look, we've got the ailerons and the flaps cut in here. On the back we've got the rudder and we've got the elevator. So they will bend so they can move just like you did with the ailerons. And similarly, you can do exactly the same with the elevators. They've got a little score mark in them and they will bend. So you can use those to change the pitch, elevator to change the pitch. And of course you can do exactly the same with the rudder to change the yaw. So with the elevator, the rudder and the ailerons, we can get our aeroplane to roll, to pitch up and down, and to yaw left and right. So that's a chuck glider. But at the minute, if you throw this, it is far too light. It'll just tip back on itself. So we need to put some weight on the front. And this will introduce the concept of weight and balance and centre of gravity to the pupils. If you balance it by putting your fingers just by the wingtips here, you will see it will naturally, it lies back. it falls back over. So if we put some weight onto here, it'll help move it from being unbalanced like that. It'll help center the gravity so it gets quite level. So we're going to experiment with the weight. So you can put some weight on the front. The further forward at the center of gravity, which is around about here. Center of gravity is about just by the leading edge of the wing, somewhere in that region. The further forward of that you put the weight, the more effect it will have on changing the balance. So you can experiment between putting the weight at the front, here, here, or here, and the pupils will be able to see how the weight and the position of the weight affects the balance of the aeroplane. So if you put a little bit of weight near the front of the nose, either plasticine or blue tack here, or even a 1p piece on here, so about 4 grams, right on the front of the nose, that'll give it the right weight and balance to glide properly. Put a bit of blue tack or tape on a 1p piece. A weight of about 4 grams onto the nose, that will give it the right weight and balance. So if I put a penny, or probably better, a bit of blue tack onto the front like that, stick onto the plastic like this. If I then hold the plane, you will see the plane doesn't tip back anymore. It's pretty level. So that will enable your chuck glider to glide nice and properly. If you put the aileron down on the left, aileron up on the right like that, what you'll be able to see is you get your plane to turn either right or left by roll. If you put the right one up and the left one down, what will happen will be the right wing will go down, the left wing will go up. Do it the other way around and it will turn left or right by the property of roll. Level that up. Use the rudder this time. Put the rudder to the left and it will go to the left. Rudder to the right, it will fly to the right. If you put the elevators up, it'll put the nose up. The elevators down, it'll put the nose down. So by throwing these gently, the pupils can see the effects of the engineering of the control surfaces, the link to the physics that it has in changing the air pressure, how to control the aeroplane. So we've got the control of the forces moving the aeroplane left, right, up and down, and we've got the weight at the front linking to the centre of gravity. So that is how you make your chuck, the chuck glider. If you peel off or take off the weight, we're now going to change this and we're going to make it into our power plane.